So as we know, till now we studied types of waves. What is the terms we are using in speed, speed of a sound wave, frequency, time period, amplitude, and already we studied in our yesterday's class the speed formula. The speed of a wave is equals to wavelength divided by time period, or we can say that 1 by time period means we all knows that 1 by time period is equals to what, everybody? Frequency. So I can say frequency into wavelength. So that is what is equals to wave speed. So what is the unit of wave speed? Anybody? Unit of wave speed. Speed unit only. What is the unit of speed? Meter per second. So unit of wave speed is also meter per second. So now we have noticed that in yesterday's class we have seen that. So the maximum displacement of a wave, which we used to call it as amplitude, and the distance between the two successive crest or two successive trough, which we used to call it as the maximum displacement. The maximum displacement, which we used to call it as a what? Everybody? Amplitude. And the distance between the two successive crest is we used to call it as wavelength. So now let us come to the today's class. So we are going to see the characteristics of a sound. So there are three fundamental characteristics. In that, the first one is about the loudness. So please all of you keep heading loudness. So what do you mean by this loudness? Let us discuss now. So please remember, loudness is the characteristics of a sound. For example, let me consider two persons. If you take any two persons, definitely we can see that we can say like, suppose some irritating voice will be there. So we can say, please speak softly, or speak gently, or speak slowly, or speak loudly. We used to use these words regularly with somebody. So when you are not able to hear them, we'll say please louder. When they are shouting, you say please little slow, lower the sound. So like that we used to say like whispering time and all. So loudness is the main characteristics of the sound wave by which a loud sound can be distinguished from a soft sound. So if you want to distinguish two kinds of sounds, one is a loud sound and another one is a soft sound. So if you want to distinguish which is the sound is a loud sound, which is the sound is a soft sound, then definitely you need to know the characteristics of a sound, which is known it as, what is that call it as? Everybody? Which is called it as loudness. So now, let us discuss what is this loudness and how it will be varies and all, and what is the factors in which this loudness is different and all. First listen, Abhirami, later you can see. Okay. So now if you have been taken here, all of you, when we shout or we can notice it. Suppose if I'm shouting on you people. So what will happen, everybody? It is louder sound will produce or softer sound, low sound will produce, everybody. It will produce the sound. Louder sound. So when I'm trying to whisper with somebody, suppose I say, hello, hi. So when I'm speaking very slowly, whispering, so it will produce us a what, everybody? It will produce a lower sound, not soft sound. It is a lower sound. Clear? So now, loudness of a sound, if you have been noticed it, either it is a louder or lower, it is depends on the what? Intensity of sound near the ear. So what intensity you are having near to your eye, near to your ear will be actually will define either it is a louder sound or lower sound. Intensity of a sound near the ear. So suppose if you are very far, even I am shouting here, when it is reaches to you, it will become very low sound. Why? The distance. When it is traveling a long distance, so that the sound understanding, so the frequency of the sound is keep on decreases. The loudness of the sound is keep on decreases. So that's what the intensity of sound near to the ear is actually the loudness. So that will decide the loudness factor. So if you have been taken, that's why we says loudness is the a sensation as perceived by the listener. Means if you based upon your listening capacity and intensity which is present near to your eye is actually the loudness. Okay. So if you are hearing the louder sound like shouting, very high intensity is very high, then you will experience the louder sound. If the intensity is less near to the ear, you will experience the lower sound. So that's why I say is everybody. So the loudness is the sensation as perceived by the whom listener. So it is depends upon the listener's ears intensity of the sound near to the listener's ear. That is what we used to call it as loudness. So it is the measures of what? Ear's response. How much your ear is responding to the vibrations near it is actually the loudness. So that's why we say, so please, it measures right. It is the measure of ear's response to the vibrations near to it. Vibrations near it. That is what we used to call it as loudness. That's why if the vibration, the sound near the ear is high, so that loudness is also more or less, everybody. More sound is near to your eye, near to your ear. So that loudness is high or low, everybody. Yes,
High.
high. That is what
High.
intensity. So if the intensity of sound near the ear is high, then the loudness will be more. Then loudness will be more. That is what you have to remember. So these are all the points which you need to describe about the loudness. So loudness is actually characteristic property of a sound which will help us to distinguish between loud sound and soft sound. That is what you have to remember. So now let us see what is the factors on which this loudness depends on. So there are three factors which many people don't know, but just I am saying it. So you all should remember that. So keep adding all of you. Factors on which loudness depends on. So the factor number one, it is depends on, okay, amplitude of vibration of the source. That is what is the first one. Loudness is directly proportional to the square of amplitude. Please note it. Square of amplitude. What does it mean? Anybody? Loudness is directly proportional to square of amplitude. If amplitude become doubles, loudness increases by how many times? Everybody. If
One.
amplitude become double, loudness is increases by how many times? A square, guys. 2a square. So what will happen? Anybody? 4 times of a. Do you understand, everybody? So if the loudness becomes, amplitude becomes double, suppose imagine initially amplitude is now, let me take 2 centimeters. So now 2 centimeters. Now it is become double. Double means how much it will become? Anybody? Yes, please. Loudness is directly proportional to square of amplitude. So if amplitude become doubles, for example, 2 become 4 now. So how many times loudness is increases? Anybody? 4 square. How many times? 4 square means how much, Amma?
10.
10 times. That is what. So loudness is directly proportional to the square of amplitude. So please learn it. So that's the first one. So small amount of, like you can see, based upon the vibrations. So how much our ear is receiving the sound, more receiving, more harder, like we can say, like large amount of energy is used by our membrane. That is what our ear membrane. Then the amplitude is very high, so that it will produce very larger sound. So that's why greater the amplitude, louder the sound will be. Greater the amplitude, louder the sound will be. Do you all understand, everybody? Please respond. Yes? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is what it is. So please note it, everyone. Amplitude is generally will says amplitude is directly proportional to square of loudness is directly proportional to square of amplitude. But you if you don't want even that, just you remember loudness is directly proportional to the amplitude. That's enough. Loudness is directly proportional to what? Everybody? Amplitude.
Amplitude.
That's what. Please make it. Completed, guys? Next. Now you can see the graphs, how it will be. So we all knows the graph. Now, for example, your textbook also they have given. So there is a two graphs you all can see. This is what is the two graphs actually. So have you noticed, calculate the number of number of frequencies, everybody? How many waves are there? See that same, it is starting from same, going and coming. One, okay, two and two and a half. Here also how many number of waves, frequency counted? Same it is. Am I right or wrong, everybody? Yes, please. Wave is same.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
right or wrong? But amplitude, that you can check it. Here amplitude is this one, and here amplitude is this one. So which is greater, guys? Let me take this is amplitude A1 and this is amplitude A2. Now which is greater?
A2.
A1 is greater, A2 is greater.
A2.
A2 is greater. So now which is louder? Amplitude is greater. As I told you, amplitude is directly proportional to, at least you remember, loudness is directly proportional to amplitude. So now amplitude is increases. So which sound will be louder to you now? This sound or this sound? Which is louder?
A2 sound.
8. This is what? So here the greater the amplitude, so louder will be the sound. So that is what? Amplitude increases, loudness also increases. Amplitude increases, loudness increases. Clear? Please respond, everyone. All
Yes.
of you? Yeah. So now you can all notice, even they are explaining here, all of you. So if you see here, for example, let us consider a drum. So we all knows we are having a metal drum. So generally you can see that a metal drum, suppose imagine I hit very slowly here now. So now tell me, vibrating, a small amount of energy is used. Just slowly I am hitting. Now tell me, the vibrating vibrates very slowly. The drum, the membrane of a drum will vibrate slowly if I give less energy. A small amount of energy is given, so that it will vibrate less or more. Everybody. Yes, please. Very small amount of energy. Very slowly I am hitting the drum. Now it will vibrate more or less. Anybody? Membrane. Less. Then the sound is produced what? Slowly I'm hitting. Tongue, tongue, slowly. It will produce a what? Soft sound or large sound? Louder sound. It will
Soft
produce a
sound.
soft sound. Now, if I hit this with a large amount of energy, I use a large amount of energy. So that now, large amount of energy is I used. Then membrane vibrates large amplitude or small amplitude? Everybody. large amplitude. So large amplitude, it will vibrate. So if it is large amplitude means sound will be what? Louder or softer?
Louder.
It is the louder. So that is only call it as loudness. So to define which is a soft sound, which is a louder sound, understand? We will use a characteristic sound which is call it as loudness. So basically loudness is directly proportional to square of amplitude. Means if amplitude becomes double, amplitude becomes, suppose initially 1 centimeter amplitude, now it's increases to 2 centimeter. Then loudness is increases to the 2 times, that is what? Square of amplitude. Square of amplitude means how much it is increases. That is, if you do the square, loudness is increases that many times. So that is what it is. So loudness is depends on directly proportional to square of amplitude. That is what? Either you are hitting with a small amount of energy or large amount of energy. Louder the sound indicates greater amplitude, and softer the sound indicating smaller the amplitude. Do you all understand, guys? Please respond.
Yes,
Everybody?
sir.
Yes. So this is the first
Yes.
one. Next, second one. Second one, like see that this is the only factor many people knows, and this is only about it is which will be speak here in the class, this book also. So the next one which we is to call is actually second parameter. Now imagine now Mr. Sam is hitting a drum here. Okay. So now I am standing 1 meter in front of him, 1 meter distance, listener A, and another one is 10 meters away from him. So this is the another listener B. Now you tell me, who will experience the loudness? Anybody?
Listener A.
Sir, A.
Listener A. What is the reason? Anybody? What is the reason?
Amount of distance.
That is what. So
Distance.
from this loudness is depends on inversely or directly proportional. Anybody?
Inversely proportional.
Inversely proportional. Very good. Right. Loudness depends inversely on the distance distance between the listener and the source. All of you clear? Please respond. And the source. Okay, everybody. So from the source, if the listener is going far, then the sound will decreases or increases. Everybody.
Yes, sir.
Decrease.
Decreases.
That is what you have to remember. Is it okay, guys? Please respond, guys. Everybody. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, third one. Suppose now imagine that we all knows that sound will travel faster in which medium? Anybody? Sound travel
Solid.
Solid.
faster in which medium? Solids. Then it is liquids. Then it is what? Gases.
Yes.
So now, suppose imagine I am hitting a drum. Now I am listening the sound. Suppose some other person is listening the sound. The sound is which is passing through. It is been placed above the table. Imagine it is placed above the table. You all can experience this one. Now one listener is listening from the table, the sound which is coming from the table. Another listener is listening through the ear. Now tell me, who will be experience the more louder? Anybody?
First one.
Table.
Yes, table. Why? What is the reason? Sound travel more
Solid.
faster through what?
Solid.
Solids. That is what. So loudness is depends on the medium in which it is traveling. That is only the third parameter. Is it okay, guys? Everybody understand, Amma?
Yes.
Yes, right. Loudness depends directly on the, that is only we can say, What is the main parameter distinguish between solids, liquids, and gases? There is a physical term. Anybody can tell me? I want to know. How many of you at least?
Arrangement of particles.
Density. Yes, very good, Padma. So density. So which is having greater density? Solids, liquids, or gases?
Solids.
Solids. That is what it is. So that is the reason it can travel faster. Density. So density means what is the formula, everybody? Density is equals to what? Mass by density
Volume.
equals to mass by volume. So that is what is the third parameter. So write it. Loudness depends directly on the density of a medium through which sound propagates. That is what you have to remember. So in which medium sound is maximum loudness? Anybody? Loudness of a sound is maximum in which medium?
Solid.
Yes. Sound is maximum in solids. Minimum
Gas.
Gases.
minimum gases. That is one. So till here any doubt? Anybody please ask me or else proceed. So these are the three factors. Everybody study one, but you are learning three. So that's what everything you need to know. That's what is expecting. So make it Gokul understand. Any doubt? Mari, do it fast, everybody. Here, everybody. Laksha, what is there? Amplitude increases, loudness increases. That's all. Nothing else is there.
Formula.
Formula nothing is there. Loudness becomes amplitude increases double. Amplitude become double. Loudness is like square of it. That's all. Square of amplitude, which is equals to factor of loudness. That's all. If amplitude become double, suppose 2 square, then loudness increases by 4 times. That's all. Understand? If suppose amplitude become 3 square, then loudness is increased by 9 times. That's all. Understand? Hmm. Clear, everyone? Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now write next one. Loudness of a sound is measured by. Anybody tell me the unit? How we can measure the loudness? Any one of you?
Hertz.
Yes. Yes, please. Decibels. Write it.
Decibel.
Yeah. Decibels. Hertz is the frequency, Rakishore. What is this, Rakishore? Understand? So write it. Loudness of a sound is measured by. Loudness of a sound is measured by. Loudness of a sound is measured by. Loudness of a sound is measured by decibels. Decibels. Representation is small d, capital B. Decibels we used to say. Is it okay, everybody? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, normal conversation. Suppose I am speaking normally now. So if I am speaking normal conversation, so then what is the decimals? If you have been taken, it is about 60 decibels. If you are talking normally, you are making a 60 decimal sound. Suppose if you are having a factory near your home, so the sound produced by the factory noise, the noise of a factory is about 90 decibels. So if the sound is more than 100 decibels, then it will cause us to damage our eardrum. So slowly we all will get ear problems. That is what listening problems will come. So that is what you have to remember. And the soft sound, which human ear can hear, is about 20 decibels. So this is the least sound which we can hear, loudness, where we can feel like pleasant. If you are hearing any kind of pleasant or soft sounds, then that is what is the decibels, which is approximately equals to 20 decibels. So general conversation is 60 decibels, and soft sound, smoothly you are whispering and all, the sound is 20 decibels. Loudness is 20 decibels. That is what you have to remember. Understand, Mari? Padma? Any doubt? Please let me know. Clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now, Agalya, understand Agalya? Kavya?
Yes, sir.
Next, pitch. So this is the opposite to. See, remember, loudness is related to amplitude. When you are talking about loudness, you should speak about what? All of you?
And
To speak about amplitude. Now the second characteristics of a sound, that is what is the, which we used to call it as a pitch. So this is the pitch is the common word which we'll use to hear during the music. If you are listening a music, if you are singing song, or generally we used to say those who are singers, they knows. So high pitch sound, low pitch sound, this is the common word basically we used to hear it. So pitch means whenever you speak about the pitch, you should talk about the frequency. So that is what you have to remember. Okay, everybody. So now if you take for example, suppose there is, for example, I am not able to see the person, but if they will speak, most of the cases, majority of the cases, except rare cases, like uh, there is a case I'll say. If a boy and a girl is speaking, suppose they are not in front of your eyes, if they are speaking, are you able to identify either the boy is speaking or girl is speaking? Everybody, I want response. Everybody?
Yes, sir.
That is only call it as pitch. So pitch will make us to identify, that is what it is belongs to what. So which kind of, that is what we, how you will understand either it is a male voice or female voice based upon the frequency. That frequency means that is only wish to say pitch. So if you have noticed it, for example, one boy and girl is speaking with the same, like same amount of amplitude. Both are producing the same loudness. But still, can you able to identify a male voice and female voice?
yes,
Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Because male voice will be a flat sound and female voice, generally female voice is a shrill sound. SHRILL, shrill sound. So even a male boy and female boy, babies, you can see when a female girl is crying, it is very tough to even listen. We'll feel more frustrated and irritated very fastly. So that is what is the pitch. So pitch is about all about frequency. So pitch up a sound depends on frequency. Frequency. So pitch is directly proportional to frequency. Frequency increases, pitch also increases. Frequency decreases, pitch also decreases. But here, What is remains constant? Loudness is remains constant. So, if the frequency of the vibrating object is low, if the F is frequency is low, then the pitch of the sound is also, what will happen everybody? Pitch is also what? Low or high pitch sound or low pitch sound? Low pitch sound. Understand everybody? And low pitch means definitely that sound is called it as a flat sound. Please note it. What is the sound name called it as? It is said to be flat sound. If the frequency is high, then we can say it is the high pitch sound or low pitch sound. Everybody. Yes, please. It is the
High pitch.
high pitch sound, and that sound should be a shrill sound. We used to call it as a shrill sound. So if you take a male and female, who is having a shrill sound? Everybody. A female's frequency is greater, so pitch is greater, so it is a shriller sound. And the male, they're having a low frequency, so it is what we used to say is a flat sound.
Flat.
So that is what a male and female voice can be identified, even though they're having the what? Same what? Same loudness. Even though the loudness is same, we can identify a male versus female voice easily only because of pitch. So frequency is not same. Their frequencies is not same. So that their pitch is also not same. So this is what we used to call it as pitch. So the frequency of the sound received by the human ear, that is what is the pitch. So it is depends on the frequency of the sound which is received by what? Received by what? Received by the ear. So what frequency it is reaching to our ear is only the actually, we used to call it as pitch. So greater the frequency, greater will be the pitch. Lesser the frequency, lower will be the pitch. That is what. So if you all notice it here, wave shape for a high pitch sound and low pitch sound. See, time is remains constant. You can take. I will take. Time is remains constant. But here, can you tell me what is the number of waves? Anybody? What is the number of waves? You can take it. Anybody? So from here to here, it is a one wave. Here half, here half. We can take it. So how many waves? Anybody? One. Then two, even not even 2.5. Let it be 2 we'll consider. But here how many? You can check it. Same amplitude is remains constant. That is what loudness is remains constant. Loudness constant means amplitude remains constant or not? Everyone, please respond.
Yes,
or
sir.
no? So amplitude is remains same. Amplitude is remains same, but only number of waves, frequencies. Now you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 waves here. So here frequency is 8 hertz approximately. And here frequency is how much? Everybody, 2 hertz. So which is the high pitch sound and which is the low pitch sound? Yes, please. Which is the high pitch sound? High pitch sound, high frequency. Frequency is greater, pitch is also higher. Frequency is lesser, pitch is also lesser. Is it okay, guys? All of you? Yes? So in pitch means what you have to remember? Amplitude, the loudness of the two is same. Only what is not same? The number of frequencies. The number of oscillations per unit time is not same. That is what we used to call it as a pitch. Any problem, guys? Anybody? Please let me know, guys. All of you? Yes? Yeah. Any doubt? Please let me know. Understand, Amma? Boys, girls?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then the last characteristics. So that is what we used to call it as quality or timbre. So quality or timbre, this is also major one, which I will help you. So write it. Third one, quality or timbre. quality or timbre. So right. Quality or timbre of sound is that pitch no unit amma, same unit frequency, high frequency, low frequency, that's all. Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So quality of sound is that characteristics of sound which enables us to distinguish between the sounds of same loudness and pitch. Same loudness and pitch. See that? What is that? Anybody? Can you understand everyone what I'm saying? Loudness is same, pitch is same, but still we can identify it is belongs to what. So for example, let me take your mother and father voice. Let us understand. They are speaking with the same frequency. Let's just for example, I'm saying they are speaking with the same frequency and their same loudness. But still, can you able to identify either whom they are calling you? Either your mother is calling or their father is calling. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. That is what. So then, how sir you are able to identify? That is what we used to call it as. It is depends on the waveform of the sound. Waveform of the sound. Sanjay, understand Sanjay? It is depends upon the waveform of the sound. Sir, what does it mean? For example, you are not at all seeing, suppose you might be no Ilayaraja music, now present trending Anuruddh music, A.R. Rahman music. Can you able to identify the beat? Either it is belongs to the guitar, it is belongs to the violin, or it is belongs to the tabla, or it is belongs to the some other thing, mouth organ. Definitely, while you are listening, you are not seeing any instrument, but definitely will feel it or not based upon the beat. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That is only call it as quality. Meeting is going to end. Join back just for a few minutes, then we'll finish it. So the sound, please note it. The waveform produced by any two persons or any two instruments is not same. That is only call it as quality. So it is having a unique waveform. No two instruments is having